Hey, y'all. Welcome back. All right. We're out here. It's been a minute, y'all. School went back, and let me just tell you, school is schooling, okay? And the students aren't even back. Teachers are back. And man, oh man. Woo! It has been a thing. It has been a thing. But listen, I'm out here. I'm doing all the things. And today, literally, is my very first day with not having 9,483 things that I had to do after work. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to get out and do my live because I have been out for a few weeks. 2 weeks, actually. But I'm back. We're doing this book, Becoming the Woman God Wants Me to Be. Let me show you this because this is another book that I found, Becoming the Woman I Want to Be. Same author, and she actually did this book first. This book was published in 2004. Would you please, Jackson? Excuse me, y'all. Gotta corral the troops. Mama. Mama. You know what? When you got dogs everywhere, they just do whatever they want to do. And then the humans act like they don't know that this was already pre-planned. Like why? For why? Y'all let me know where you chiming in from. I'm glad to have you. Let me know. I'm trying to get my kids to come and take care of the dogs. But this is the book she did first in 2004, Becoming the Woman I Want to Be. And then she did this one. She has a lot of books out in 2008, Becoming the Woman God Wants Me to Be. Okay. So I didn't realize that this was a thing before I found this book. And so that's why I did this one first. But I'm doing this by myself. I'm just studying this by myself. It's 90 days, same thing. I'm not doing exactly the nutrition plan that she has in there. And I'm trying to figure this part out because I am weight training specifically. And her plan does not call for a lot of protein. It's veggie. It's all veggies. I think today we can have 2 eggs, but I got to be able to build muscle and not break down muscle. And I don't think I have 90 days to not eat protein. I just can't not eat protein for 90 days. Anywho, the kids and I have been busy. We've been doing stuff out in the living room area. We're actually hosting some people to come to our house on Saturday, and we needed to do some cleaning. So tonight was the living room. We changed a few things around, made it a little bit more cozy. We've closed it in a little bit because it is getting ready to be fall. And so during the seasons, I like to close the house or open the house, just depending on what season it is. I'm always going to open the house in spring and summer. Thank you. And then kind of make it a little bit more cozy during the fall, winter time. So that's what we were doing today. We are cooking on Saturday. So Saturday morning, after I'm done with Titus 2 Women, is going to be the kitchen. We're going to do a deep clean of the kitchen. Everybody's working. Sister's off. Jackson's home. We're actually going to be working in the garden as well because we may be using some fresh garden produce in our meal. So anywho, y'all, we're jumping in now. I do need to apologize for last week. I did not have any time. Excuse me. To jump in on week 8 to do home enterprises. I hope y'all did that on your own. I did meet with the ladies who are meeting with me in the private group, and we chatted on Sunday. It was a really good conversation because a lot of us in there have side businesses. But this week is week 9. Home management is my favorite topic of all. Hey, ma'am, how are you? Let me know where y'all chiming in from. Home management is my favorite topic of all times, every day of every moment. I love things about my home. I believe that God put the woman over the home, and that's what we're supposed to do. I don't think that we have to be primary homemakers. I think we can work, but I still believe that my primary responsibility is anything that happens within the 4 walls. Once the Lord sends me a spouse, I believe that everything that happens outside of these walls, he will be responsible for. Hey, ma'am. But I do believe that everything on the inside of my home is my responsibility to take care of. So when we get to week 9, which talks about home management, like I'm here for all the things. Hey, from Ohio. Yes, ma'am. All right. So this is day 57, identifying your household trouble spots. Day 58 is decluttering. We're still in that declutter. Day 59 is get equipped for a clean home. And then day 60, which is today, is practice shared servanthood. So we're going to jump in. If you have your book, you're going to go to page 214. Y'all, we're 30 days out. We have 30 more days of this book, and then we're done. 30 days. So we're going to day 57, which is identifying your household trouble hotspots. So she starts off with your source verse being Proverbs 31, 26 through 27. Now, you know, we only got to 31, so we only have 4 to 5 more verses. She speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Now, listen, here's the thing about the Proverbs 31 woman. Whoever that is, whatever you're mimicking yourself, role modeling yourself after, the Proverbs 31 woman is always moving. She is always busy. People always come at me and they say, Shakema, you just don't never sit down. You don't know how to rest. I don't have time for that. There are too many moving parts in my life for me to just be chillaxing. Now, that doesn't mean that there's not a rest day. Jesus rested on the 7th day. God rested on the 7th day. We get that. However, I can't rest 6 days and then try to cram it all in on day number 7 and think I've done anything. I haven't, except wasted time. And I don't have time to waste. There's too many things, too many places to go, too many people to help, too many projects to put your hand to, too many places to sow, to just, be chillaxing. Hey, ma'am, good to see you. Thank you for joining me. So that's the verse for week 9, which is Proverbs 31, 26 to 27. Okay. Go back to Proverbs 31, 17. She sets about her work vigorously. Her arms are strong for her task. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children arise and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. Many women do noble things, but you surpass them all. So again, she's watching over, guarding over everything in the house. She knows what's going on, and she puts her hand to the task. Now, I'm going to do a reel about the things I no longer do because I have children that can do them. But just because my children have taken over a lot of the household chores does not mean I don't know how to do them. Because they would say, well, Mom, who's going to do this when we move out? And I'm thinking, who do you think was doing it before you was doing it, right? I know how to do all the things, but I am a very good manager, and I am training my children. When you give your kids chores and things to do, you should remember that we're training them to be able to be on their own as adults when they move out of your house. That should be the goal of every parent, is for their child to eventually, at some point, I don't mean make them grow up before their time, but at some point, your children should be moving out of your household into their own spaces where they are managers, very good managers over the things that they have. I have concern about my 15-year-old. He is very, very, very messy. And I don't understand. My 34-year-old used to be like that. Then she moved out. She got her own place. And it's very different now. Okay. When she goes into this part on 215, she says, this is in the guided prayer. She says, help me to set about my work vigorously. I know this means I need to become stronger. That's in your physical body, your spiritual body, and emotionally. Holy Spirit, guide me each day as I watch over the affairs of my household. I can't possibly do it all, so I need your help to discern the things that are most important. Here's the thing that I've been seeing lately in social media, especially on TikTok. And I don't know why this always appears in my feed, but it does. It's a lot of people, women specifically, cleaning their messy houses. Here's part number 49 of me cleaning up my kitchen that you've seen me clean 38 times before, and it's trash. The bedroom trash, the kitchen trash, the bathroom is trash. There's just trash everywhere. And so a lot of people say, well, I'm suffering from mental health issues, or my mental health is not this, or my mental whatever. Everybody's mental these days. I get it. I had postpartum depression with Jackson. I understand. But what I'm saying to you is this. We're praying. The Proverbs 31 woman is leaning on the Holy Spirit to help her be mentally strong, to be emotionally strong, to be physically strong. A lot of that mentalness comes from foggy mind, which has a lot to do with what we're eating. When I started eating keto, high fat, low carb, it was like a fog lifted off my brain. I'm good. I'm operating on all cylinders, but I was real good after that. Y'all, I apologize. I have been up cleaning. I started cleaning my house at 3:45 this morning. I've been up since 3 something. I don't know. I was just up. And it's time to put it to sleep now. So you're talking about mental health, but mental health is all correlated to what we're putting in our mouths. The kids and I have most people think it's very big. It's very small. We have a very small farmstead. We have a garden out there, and a farmstead is a garden can qualify. We don't have animals yet, but we do have a pretty good sized garden for 3 of us. And when you eat the whole foods and things that you grow in the ground, we've grown our own garlic. We've had garlic scapes. We've had carrots. We've had our celery is doing a second round. We have cucumbers, Armenian and regular cucumbers. We have beans that we've had, tomatoes, peppers, all the things. When you start eating the things that are natural, it clears your mind. All the, whatever those ingredients that people are really not wanting you to eat, or they're real passionate about telling you non-GMO and all this other thing. There's something to be said about that. When you feel better, you can do better. And when I'm feeling better and I'm doing better, I'm moving more. I mean, it's just a whole full circle. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate. Oh, bless you. Oh, very good. Thank you. So again, it's just it's spirit, soul, and body, which is what she talks about in this book, Becoming the Woman I Want to Be, where she talks about your spirit, your soul, and your body. And so I think the first thing that we should be doing is really getting our bodies together, because the only way you can work is if you feel good, right? I've been doing 365 days. I started August 1st, 365 days of working out every single day. Most people say, you need a rest day. Okay, I get it. My body does need to recover. I don't necessarily need to rest as in not do anything. So for a rest day for me, I'm either going to ride the bike, the stationary bike, just do a casual 20, 30 minutes, or I'm just going to walk, because I still got to get in my 10,000 steps, and I just walk, right? No lifting weights. 5 days out of 7 days, I'm lifting. Why are you lifting weights, Shakema? Because I need my body to be strong. I need my mind to be strong. I need my spirit to be strong. Whenever I'm not strong in my body, I'm sick, I'm taking medications, I don't have time to focus on God, because I'm too busy focusing on my illness. Okay, not what this chapter is about, but it all is related. Moving on. She says, forgive me for those times when I've eaten the bread of idleness, when I've given into the temptation to gossip on the phone, watch television, surf the internet rather than work vigorously. Help me see areas in my life where I should put forth more effort. Here's the thing. Everybody has to seek the Lord for what's best for you. I can tell you, hey, this is what you should be doing, but that may not be conducive for your household. Again, I've been up since 3:45. And when I got up at 3:45, it's because I've been in back to school mode for the last 2 weeks. I've been going to work every single day, and I've been off for the last 10 weeks. That means my whole schedule is off. I got clothes everywhere because I'm trying to find something to wear. Do I have a meeting today? Because if I do, I can't wear jeans. But if I don't have a meeting, I can wear jeans. Well, I wore a dress the other day, and then I had to get underneath my desk to plug in all my computer cords. I'm like, well, that's great. So I'm all off on what I'm supposed to be doing, what I'm supposed to be wearing. And so I just had stuff everywhere. I have review videos coming in that I got to prioritize. to film so I can get those out so I can, square up on my contracts and all that type of stuff. And so I'm just out of sorts. So we all get out of sorts at times, but we can't stay out of sorts. You have to, I have to, we have to get a hold on this idleness thing, because if my body would let me, my body would not let me. I'm not about that life. But if my body would let me, I would sleep all the time. I really would. I would sleep all, y'all. I just could relax. And that's just not me. But some of us do it a lot. All right, moving down. Under the personal section, y'all can read the rest of that. Well, this is good. She says, Jesus, you set the example by laying down your life for us. And you said that the greatest love of all is laying down my life for others. Help me not to become resentful about the mundane task of motherhood, but to go about my task vigorously, doing all the things as unto you. Y'all, I don't know if there's anything else I love more than being a mom. I have loved being a mom. There have been challenging moments. I have had some resentment in my heart towards my ex when he left us, because he left it all on me, and it has been all on me. But you know what? I'm equipped for the task. And when I knew my body was not equipped for the task, I asked the Lord to help me get my body in order. And God is being faithful to me. Now, again, I lost a lot of weight. I've gained a few pounds back. But in this book, she talks about what is maintainable for your body frame, for your height, for your size, and all that. And I think where I am now is the perfect for me. If I could go back 5 or 10 more pounds down, but I think I'm kind of between 160 and 170, 165, 175, I think is perfect. 168 is probably a sweet spot. I could be good there. And so with that being said, I got to get moving. Under the personal section, she talks about watching over your household. She also talks about the 80-20 rule. 20% of your house probably creates 80% of your problems. These are your danger zones. And she tells you what hers are. She says the laundry room and the kitchen counters. She says for you, it might be something totally different. She gives us an assignment on 216 where we're supposed to write down the 10 areas in our home that, she says, divide your entire house into 10 zones. I've combined a room or two, into 2 sections, list them below, and then place a star beside the things that are the zones that bother me the most, that are the messiest. My 2 zones is the kitchen counters, because I'm a cricket. I can have piles of things until I'm ready to deal with them. But once I deal with them, I deal with them. I don't need to have appliances on the counters. I actually prefer to see nothing on my countertops. My children, not so much. They leave stuff everywhere. And so we're in this constant battle of my cleaning style versus their cleaning style or lack thereof. And now we're battling. So every day I come home and there's something sitting out on the counter and I am confusion as to why it is there. But that's their style. I don't love it. And then my laundry room backs up to my backyard. Well, my backyard, as soon as you walk off the back patio, is the greenhouse that leads to the garden. So sometimes the garden stuff ends up in the laundry room. And then sometimes, so you see, I got a lot of stuff just happening and I don't want it to be that way. Right now I have garlic on the top shelf in my laundry room because I didn't have anywhere else for it to dry when we pulled it out of the garden. So it is sitting up there drying, and all the little dirt, we did dust it off, but still dirt particles fall down through the grates. And I'm like, oh, it's gotta be a better way. The socks get lost behind the washing machine or the dryer. Just all the dogs eat in the laundry room. And then we have boots because we go outside into the garden, and you got to wear your boots in the garden because there are ants. So it's all these types of things. So what you're supposed to do for day 57 is pick your 2 zones, and then you tackle those 2 zones, right? Just analyze what exactly is causing the problem and begin to envision a solution. I know for sure it's extra appliances. My son is a culinary arts student. He has all types of appliances. Stuff I bought for me, he uses now. He does the majority of the cooking, although since I've been doing my health journey, I try to do a few more things that I need to cook specifically for me because there's some things he cooks I will not eat. So what is the problem? And then begin to solve the problem in those two zoned areas. So here are all my zones: my kitchen, dining, laundry room, living room, my master bedroom, my master bathroom, the guest bath, the bedrooms 2 and 3, which are my kids, my back porch, and my master closet. I have definitely scaled back a lot in the master closet because I've just purged and purged and purged. Once you lose weight, stuff has to go. I cannot gain any more weight because I don't have any clothes that's bigger size than I am right now. I can lose it, and if I lose too much, I ain't gonna be able to wear what's in there. So I can lose a few pounds and still stay within what I have in my closet, but I can't gain anymore because I'm gonna have to buy stuff, and I'm not buying anything else. I'm happy at this point. So you deal with those two things. Your homework for that day was to create a zone page in your household section of your personal notebook. And then you use that page to jot down any ideas that you gather along the way for organization. Now, anybody that is interested in organization, you want to take it to another level. Home Organization 101 is on Instagram. She also has a Facebook group. What is her name? Tony Hammersley, I believe, is her. Clutterbug Cass is Cass or Clutterbug on YouTube. She does organization, but don't get bogged down in the organization of it all. Just get it to where it's manageable. Declutter for sure. Get rid of stuff. What did I throw away the other day or get rid of? I don't know. I think I got 6 cutting boards. Why do I need 6 cutting boards? Why? Why is that necessary? Yes, ma'am, I will. Let me know why that's necessary. It's not. I just have had them. Some of them are breaking. They're tore up. Throw them away, Shakema. Throw them away. Day 58, declutter. The same verse. She speaks with wisdom. Faithful instruction is on her tongue. She watches over her affairs, the affairs of her household, and does not eat the bread of idleness. Then she goes to Ecclesiastes 3:1-7. There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to uproot, a time to kill, and a time to heal, a time to tear down, and a time to build up, a time to weep, and a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones, and a time to gather them, a time to embrace, and a time to refrain, a time to search, and a time to give up, a time to keep, and a time to throw away, a time to tear, and a time to mend, a time to be silent, and a time to speak. In this section, she talks about holding on to stuff. Why do we have so much stuff? Why do we find it necessary to keep so many things in our house? Here's my thing. I am not nostalgic at all. I do not have very fond memories of being a kid, so I don't need anything to remind me of when I was a kid. I don't have nothing. I will give away anything in this house. Anything. As it were, when I get married, the Lord told me, he told me this 2021. He said, when your husband comes for you, don't take anything with you. Nothing. He said, even leave your clothes if he tells you you don't need them. He says, where I'm taking you, there's provision for you. Said, if he don't want your clothes, don't take them either. Just leave it all. I'm not attached to nothing. The more stuff we have, we got to start investigating. Why am I attached to this? What does it mean to me? Why am I holding on to this? Are we really wanting to go back 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago and think about what was happening then? Was it really so good and your life is so bad now that we can't attach ourselves to the memory of now? And it doesn't mean you don't have a small collective of memorabilia. I think that's very good if you want to have that. One of the things she talked about in here was parents. She said, because she was decluttering, I don't know if her mom or dad passed away, I can't remember, but she was saying they were having to clean out whomever house it was. And she's like, all this stuff, like decide if you want to give your kids stuff, give it to them now. Give it to them right now. Ask them, do they want it? Because most of the kids don't want it. Y'all, I got stuff in here people are giving me, and I'm like, oh, okay. I do. Because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. And I have stuff. But now I'm taking on more things than what I need to have in this house. I don't want it. When Trandon left the service, he brought his service bag. They had this big duffel bag thing. I have his dress blues. I have all that stuff. Son, come get your stuff. I enjoy being a Marine mom, but I am not a Marine. And no Marine lives here. You need to come get your stuff. Shamika has a bucket in there. Come get your stuff. I'm just going to send it to California and let her live your best life with all your things. I've not collected anything for Jackson. I've not collected anything for Alana. We don't have it around here because it's too much. She at the personal section, she says, when it comes to clutter, there should be no doubt in your mind that less is more. Nevertheless, we're hanging on to things. She says, here are a few good reasons to minimize your clutter. Clutter wastes your time. You ever spent time just looking for something? You looking for it. You got to go through 40 boxes before you can find it. It's a time waster. I don't have time to waste. Clutter wastes money. When you can't find your stuff, you just go out and buy something else. Y'all, I told y'all that I got 2 bottles of hair activator that I don't even use. And I forgot that I had the activator because I got so many hair products in there. And I'm about to get rid of them. Clutter is dangerous because you can trip and fall. Y'all seen the show Hoarders, Buried Alive? Honey, old people climbing over boxes trying to get to their little cubby hole they have carved out for themselves. And I'm not saying that there's not something mentally wrong with them, but what I'm saying is it didn't start off that way. Most of us don't start off that way. We just 1 or 2 little things. She says, don't kid yourself into saving things because you might need them someday. If you don't need them now, get rid of them. Same is whole true for your clothes. If you haven't worn it in 6 months, you're not going to wear it. Definitely if you ain't worn it in a year, you're not going to wear it. Because odds are you've probably shifted up or down in weight. You can't even fit it. It's going out of style. Get rid of it. You won't be able to find it when you need it anyway. From someone who recently lost a parent, she was talking about a parent, let me offer a word of caution. Don't keep anything based on the rationale that your children will want it. If they are grown, ask them. If they do, give it to them now. Otherwise, get rid of it. She says get rid of your outdated magazines, newsletters, newspapers in your house. Why? You can find it online. We're in the online age. I used to keep a lot of magazines in my house. All gone. Just look it up online. Any news is scrolling through. Just go online, look at your favorite news place, and you can find any article you want. All right, throw it out. Don't save any memorabilia, none of it. She talked about the junk mail. I get more junk. Y'all, I know this election is going to be real important, but I got 3 of the same flyer thing today in my mailbox. Like, how many times do you need to send this? 3 of them. Why? Before you even get in the house, she says, stop at your outside trash can and throw that trash away. Because if not, it's just going to create piles. And then you're having to deal with it later, if you even deal with it. She gave you a number where you can get on the do not call registry so that people are not calling you. And then places where you can tell them to stop sending you junk mail. Okay. Your affirmation is there's a time to keep and a time to throw away. Today's the day. Practical, spend 15 minutes a day decluttering. One great trick is to declutter while you're on the phone. Just have a conversation with somebody and start shredding paper, throwing it away. Okay. Day 59, get equipped for a clean house. Now, this is what the kids and I were working on today. Day 59 was yesterday, but I still have to get some things done because we're hosting people in our house for a small event on Saturday. This is a little bit different than Saturday suppers. We're having people come in for a specific reason. And because they're coming in, now we have dogs in the house. And they're both short hair, but they shed. And so I refuse 100% to have people come in my house and there's dog hair anywhere. So we is doing a deep clean. We move stuff. They always put their little noses in the window. We done cleaned all that out. We doing all of the things. Okay. Your source verse, she speaks with wisdom and faithful instruction is on her tongue. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Proverbs 31:26-7. Then she goes back to Proverbs 4:4. Where no oxes are, the manger is clean, but much revenue comes by the strength of the ox, right? When you yoke oxen together, I'm going to do a teaching about the ox and the donkey. But when you yoke 2 ox together, those ox have the potential to do a lot of work, right? So we're going to equip ourselves to do the work that needs to be done within the 4 walls of our house. This is your field, right? Your house, right? We're going to do that. For the prayer, she says, "Dear Lord, my household can be such a challenge some days." I get that. Anybody else can attest to your house being a challenge. The last couple days, it's just been like, put it wherever, I'll get it. I'm working out every day, so I got workout clothes. I got to take the workout bag. I got to get the sneakers, and I'm wearing heels to work. It's like, oh, it's just too much. But I got a solution for that next week. I'm gonna pack all 5 days at one time and throw my bag in the car. Don't have to pack it again till Sunday. Got this. It's tempting to think my life would be so much better if I didn't have anyone around here making a mess. But I know that's not true. It's the people and the critters that make the house a home. And yes, the more living beings I allow into my home, the more mess there is to clean up. But life is worth living, so messes are worth cleaning. Here's the thing. We just have to do what we have to do. It makes good sense. You don't want people to come over to you. I'll be jumping subjects. Y'all pray for me. I posted a reel the other day of me cleaning off my front porch, and I have a little small, it was like a barn door as my wreath on the door. I don't have a wreath up yet. It's not fall. I only put fall wreaths out and Christmas wreaths, but I just have this barn door thing. And somebody was like, yeah, well, let me come and let me put a wreath on you. Let me make a wreath for your door. Well, if you want to send me a wreath, go ahead and send it. And I got to thinking, is it what's on the outside of the house that's important, or is it what's on the inside? I want you to feel like you're welcome. I want the outside to look pleasing and be pleasant when you show up and knock on the door, ring the bell, or whatever the case is. But more than that, when you walk into my house, I want you to feel like I want you here. Like I knew you were coming. Jackson was using some, I think it's Spick and Span multi-purpose cleaner. Works out fine. It does all the things. But I said to him, Jackson, why didn't you use this peppermint cleaner? Because I love the smell of mint. And I want when people walk in for it to smell fresh, clean, and crisp, because that's what I think mint smells like. During the holidays, when it's November, December, I always have what's called a simmer pot on my stove. And I do it using a zero carb Fuji apple water, oranges, or the orange tangerine zero flavored water, cinnamon, cloves, and I'm making a hot apple cider, zero sugar, but it's also making fragrance that is going throughout the house. Because I want people to know that we do live here, but we are excited that you're here and we've made room for you. Okay? All right. Down under personal, she says, I know a surefire way to keep your house spotless, and that's never to be here. That's not reality, y'all. We live in our homes, and all good homes are well lived in, but they're also cleaned as well. She says, I run a full-time ministry from my spare bedroom. Same is in my bedroom. I don't even have a spare bedroom. Complete with a huge inventory of books that spill over into the garage. I got books all over here. I got books in there, and I got books in the garage. I also homeschool, so we have school books and supplies, not to mention projects. I've homeschooled. I homeschooled 4th through 12th grade for Alana and 1st through 8th grade for Jackson. And we still have homeschool books. Getting rid of those too. She says, my house would be a whole lot cleaner if I went to work at an office and both my children attended school. That may not be your situation. You may have littles. But here's the thing. Toys do not have to dominate your house. Toys can have a space. I go to people's houses that have little kids, and sometimes my skin crawls because you can't tell that parents live there, the kids live there. And toys are everywhere in their house. In every little nook and cranny, there's a toy. Now, again, I'm not saying they can't have a toy space. I think that's perfect. And when they're little, you got to keep them with you. But if every inch of your house has toys, you have too many toys. Kids can play with the same thing for a long time. Trust me. Or recycle their toys. Put a couple up. They can play with these for 6 weeks, then change them out. But just massive amounts of toys is too much. All right. Because I firmly believe the house should be our central headquarters, I was alarmed when I learned that women who stay at home have a 54% higher death rate from cancer than women who work out of the home, according to a 17-year study conducted by Environmental Protection Agency. Poor air quality in your home. That's the point. Poor air quality. I was looking at our filter today. I get the 3-month filter, and I get the one that's the strongest because I have dogs, and Jackson is allergic to dust mites and allergens and all these things. So I get the strongest one. It lasts me 3 months. I believe that I am over my 3 months because I can now see dirt starting to come. I can see that the filter up there is dirty. I need to get up there on a ladder. I need to clean all that out, wipe it all down, and change the filter out. So that's on my list of things to do. She says, as you watch over I'm on 222, the affairs of your home, don't overlook the importance of creating a healthy home. Keep your windows cracked all year long. Now, I'm not going to tell you to keep your windows cracked. Keep your windows cracked as much as you want to. I generally keep my windows open a little bit in the fall. I'll have the windows open if we're at home. At nighttime, we definitely close and lock all the windows. But if we're in the house, I do like to have a little breeze pass through before it gets way too cold. Not too much in the spring because of pollen, and we can't have pollen all over the house because of Jackson. So usually in the fall, and then we're dusting quite a lot, trying to keep the dust down. But you need to air out your home at some point. Okay. She talked about dust mites. I do have the pillow covers, but you can get the ones that you can wash, and the mattress cover. You can get the one that you can wash, because I think it's good to have your mattresses protected and stuff, just because you never know what is being passed around. All right. Then she talks about cleansers. Now, I use regular cleansers that I buy at the grocery store. If you are anti-cleanser, you don't want to use any chemical cleaning agents. You don't have to. You can take this white distilled vinegar. You can take some lemons and limes. You can cut them up, put it in a jar, like a pickle jar, a gallon pickle jar, and let it sit for about 2 weeks. Then you have a lemon vinegar cleaner. If you don't need the citrus, just use the vinegar to clean. Whatever you need to do. I believe in bleach, Clorox. I believe in antibacterials, because there's just too much out here in the atmosphere not to, for me. Now, I believe in those types of things. But if you have younger children, you may want to avoid harsh chemicals, because we don't want anything happening. Now, she says purchase 3 cleaning caddies. So I have cleaning caddies in my house. I bought my bags at Walmart. I do think I can downsize my caddies though now, because I don't have as much stuff or as much need for as much stuff, because I do have certain cleaners that I like. I used to have a lot of stuff. I don't need all that now. 3 cleaners, 3 caddies for 3 distinct cleaning tasks. You have your general purpose cleaning, your bathroom cleaning, and your kitchen cleaning. Those 2 things, you can use some general products, but there are some things that are much more conducive for bathrooms and some things that are much more conducive for the kitchen. If you feel good about having one caddy and you can manage it, maneuver it from place to place, you go for it. But you're supposed to keep your kitchen caddy in the kitchen underneath my kitchen sink on the right-hand side. We do have cleaning products. I have all of my dishwasher stuff. And then on the second level, I have all of the kitchen supplies that I need. Comet, spick and span, the Awesome, whatever I'm using, the stainless steel cleaner for the kitchen, for the refrigerator, microwave, and the stove. Then I have a Weissman's glass stovetop cleaner for the stove. In the bathrooms, I keep that the toilet wand with the round things that you can put in the trash can after you use those. I also keep a toilet brush filled, not all the way filled, but I keep some bleach or cleaner, Fabuloso, whatever in there, because sometimes I just need to do a quick swish around the toilet and I don't have time to do a full clean, or it's between cleanings, and I want to make sure, and I just keep something in there so that that toilet brush does not get nasty. You just put a little drop of bleach or a little bit of vinegar with your water, and it'll keep that brush from getting nasty. Okay. So she just gave you a list of all the things that she would keep in her general purpose is for the living room, dining room, bedroom, furniture polish, glass cleaner, rags, and paper towels. Some people are anti-paper towels. You can get the rewashable ones. For the bathroom, it's glass cleaner, tub and towel cleaner, toilet bowl cleaner, paper towels, gloves, and a scrub brush. I use the Clorox wands and move on with life. For the kitchen, it's glass cleaner, appliance cleaner, furniture polish if you have wood cabinets like I do, rags and paper towels, and all of that. So 3 caddies, just what you need in that caddy. Some people use the scrub mommies and the scrub daddies and the purple pink paste and all that. Whatever you use, figure out where you're going to put it. And I may try to find this weekend, because I need to downsize my caddies. I may downsize my cleaning caddies, and I'll show them if I get it done. Not promising, because I got a couple things that have to be done this weekend. Okay. Your affirmation for day 59 is, I maintain a safe, healthy home environment. Now, she says right above that, she says the reason you have those 3 caddies is because you should have more than one cleaning person. Now, here's the truth of the matter. I do hire out deep cleans twice a year, November and April. I hire out deep cleaning twice a year, just because garden's doing good. We had that storm come through and it did a little bit of waterlogging, but it's doing good. We're still getting produce. I've done another planting of some beans and all the things, beans and peas. We'll see. We just got some rain, so hopefully that'll help us out. We are planning for the fall garden though, so it's going really well. I don't do all the things by myself, right? My kids help clean, and that bothers some people for certain reasons. I don't understand why, but if you don't teach your children a work ethic that starts with cleaning at home, how will they ever learn it? Mark your calendars in your notebook. First of every month, change your air filters. The other thing that I also mark on my calendar is the day the dogs get their medicine. They get heartworm, flea and tick, and one other thing, they get a 3-in-1 pill. So I always give them that pill, and you change the filters. Okay, those 2 things I marked down in my calendar. Now the last day, which is day 60, which is today's day, I was trying to get through it because I did not have a chance to go live all week, and I'm probably not going to be live tomorrow. Tomorrow, y'all, The Forge, Stephen and Alex Kendrick, the Kendrick brothers, have another movie coming out. Priscilla Shire is in it. I can't remember her name. Alana would know. She played Miss Clara. Miss Clara's in the movie again. That movie is coming out tomorrow, The Forge. If you have a chance, please, please, please go see it. Especially if you are a single mom, or you know a single mom, or you have been a single mom. If you're a male watching this, please go see The Forge. We need you. Our community of single moms need you. That's all I'm saying. I don't know much about the movie, just the previews that I've seen. But tomorrow, the kids and I are going to see that. And so I will not be live tomorrow. Day 60 is shared servanthood. 31, 26 through 27, she speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Joshua 24:15. But if serving the Lord seems undesirable to you, then choose for yourself this day whom you will serve, whether the gods of your forefathers served beyond the river, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you are living. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Period. That's it. Her guided prayer, and I'm going to read this. Dear Lord, serving you is desirable to me. It is desirable to me to serve God. I've not lost a thing, missed a thing. No beats have been skipped when I have served God. My life has been well spent to serve the Lord. Well spent to serve God. I choose this day to serve you. Help me to set Help me to set such a powerful example of life spent following you that my children can't imagine choosing any other path. Because they watch me, they can't imagine doing anything else. To them, this is normal. Holy Spirit, give me the wisdom and spiritual discernment whenever I'm tempted, even unknowingly, to serve the gods of this land. As for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. All right, personal. Don't serve your children. Listen to me. I'm not going to read what she wrote here. I'm just going to give you this, going to give sweet and simple. There are a lot of people, especially in 2024, who do not believe that kids should have chores, or kids should be paid for chores, or you shouldn't expect them to do anything. They need to sleep till noon. They so tired. They need to be on their devices quite often, whatever the case is. You are doing a huge disservice to your children by not having the expectation that everybody who lives in this house helps to maintain the house. Now, I am the mom. I've been maintaining my household long before some of these little babies was born. I don't need them to help me, but it is most advantageous that I teach them how to keep their own house because they can't stay with me for the rest of my life. And I would pray for them that they would be able to couple and then procreate and have families of their own. But nobody is going to want a nasty woman and nobody's going to want a lazy man. Nobody. Now, that's not true because these people on TikTok, they got men and kids. I don't even understand. I don't know how. And the men are living in there with, never mind. I digress. But what I'm saying is, you must teach your children. And the first lessons that they learn about work start at home. Can you sleep till 10 and 11 o'clock? Absolutely not. 100% not. My 20-year-old goes to bed at 9. Does you make her go to bed? No, she has to go to work in the morning. And work comes real early for some of us around here. So she don't have time to be staying up till midnight hour, 2 and 3 in the morning. She got to go to work. I got to go to work. I can't be up. When I'm done with this live, I'm going to bed. That's why I wake up so early in the morning. But what I have found by waking up early in the morning, especially when I have so many things that have just gotten behind and I need to get caught up. I don't typically get behind a lot, but when I do, my kids are quiet. The house is quiet. Nothing was moving at 3:45 this morning, not even the dog. She probably lifted her head and like, Mom, what are you doing? Never mind. She went back to sleep. She didn't even move. She already know what the deal is. But those were my moments to get a few things done. But then when my kids got up, there are things for them to do. Jackson's on summer. I don't care if you're on summer. Summer doesn't mean we don't have laundry. We have laundry every week. We have groceries every week. The trash comes tomorrow. He probably didn't put the trash can out. Bubba, did you put the trash out? Okay, trash goes out every Friday. Why am I reminding you every Friday? Why am I waking you up Friday morning to get you to take the trash out? Well, Mom, they don't come till 4 o'clock. They might come at 6 a.m. You don't know. Put it out. It happens all the time. Here's the thing. Together we serve God. She wrote that in her book. One way to cultivate a servant-hearted attitude in your children is to train them to serve one another. I'm not the maid. My name ain't Florence. Okay? We all serve God and we serve each other. Part of the faithful instruction that needs to be on your tongue is teaching your children how to run a household so they'll know what to do when they leave. And all of my kids are leaving home. There's no expectation that they will stay. The only reason that sister is still here is because she did not choose military like her older brother and sister did the military. So at 18, they both moved out because they went to the military. She did not choose college at the moment. She may choose later. And right after the pandemic, of course, things were just so much higher. And I prefer her not to have a roommate that she doesn't know because I've seen too many things out here happen with roommates. People just trying to get half their, rent paid, but you got to deal with them, their friends, their habits, and all the other things. I don't want that for my child. So she is well able to stay at home while she's here. She's saving up her little coins. She's saving all her money so that when she's ready to move out, she's not paying rent. She's going to be able to have a down payment for a home if she so chooses that. Okay. So it talked about the caddies. She said, yesterday you created 3 caddies. Today you're going to introduce the cleaning caddies to the rest of your family. This is where you sit people down and you say, listen, y'all, we're coming up with a schedule. If you don't have one, and if you already have one, but mom is doing everything, this is the time now when you want to delegate some of those duties over. Now, here's the thing. They may not do it like me. You inspect what you delegate. I'm going to give you a job, but I'm coming in here. My kids know that. Put the timer on 15 minutes. I'm coming in here in 15 minutes. And I have one question. Is this your clean or mom clean? Because if it's your clean and not mom clean, you need to go back. Because if I come in there and I'm cleaning stuff, I'm throwing everything out. And if you want your things, then I suggest you would clean it how I would. And I'm hard on my kids. Your kids are 15. You can't take their stuff. I bought that stuff. You tell me what I can't take out of here. This is my house. You live here for free. The mortgage is paid. They don't never have to ask me, did I pay the mortgage? So I should not be asking him, is the house clean? The light bill, when they flick a switch, it's on. I'll never have to ask you, is the bathroom clean? When we have Saturday suppers, my kids I don't have to ask nothing. Alana wants to do the bathroom. She's like, Mom, I'm going to do the bathroom. Jackson's in the kitchen. He does the kitchen. She do the bathroom. When it comes to kitchen chores, she does the dishes. He does the cooking. That's how they like to divide it up. Don't matter to me. I don't have to do any of it. Laundry, she puts on the laundry. She folds. He folds his own stuff. She folds my things, or I'll hang my stuff. Well, do you do anything, Shakema? Absolutely. I'm a manager. I oversee all the things. Because I did it before. Before they were old enough to do it, I did it. It doesn't mean I can't do it. It just means that I'm training them to do all of it. We all work. Everybody goes in the garden. Mom, I don't want to go in the garden. Did I ask your opinion on this? Some of us give our kids way too much flexibility and leeway to say no. My children are going to know how to plant their own food. Whether they plant it or not when they move is fine. But they may not be able to get to the grocery store at some point. They may live far. But I can go in the back of my yard right now and I can make soup. I could have a salad. I got all kinds of stuff out there that I can make a meal or a partial meal or add to the meal that I have the stuff in the house. They're going to know how to do things. Jackson knows how to weed eat. How do I know that? We got a weed eater. He gets out there doing all the things. But that's my responsibility as a parent. Okay. She says, sit down with your family and negotiate a strategy of shared servanthood. If you've been doing all the work yourself, apologize to your family and tell them, I need to ask for your forgiveness. I've been doing all the work around here and robbing everyone the opportunity to discover the joy of serving. From now on, we will serve the Lord by serving each other. Tell your kids you'd rather apologize to them now instead of having to apologize to their future spouses later. I don't want my son-in-law to be looking at me going, well, darn, did you teach her anything? Shamika knows how to cook. She knows how to clean. Now, if she don't cook and clean, that's between them now, but she knows how to do it. She knows how to do it. Trendon, sometimes we'll be on FaceTime, he's in his kitchen doing meal prep. What are you doing, buddy? I'm just making some meal. I'm cooking, Mom. He knows how to cook. Shamika knows how. She just don't love it, but you got to eat. They all know how to entertain. They all know how to set a table. They all know how to do it, because it's not my responsibility to do it for them. My job as a parent is to train up a child in the way they should go. Spiritually, yes, but there's some practical things in there as well. Don't forget that. Your affirmation is, my household serves the Lord. Your strategy your practical is to call a meeting and come up with a strategy for shared servanthood. Everybody serves everybody. We all help. We all went in the living room today. We moved a couple furniture pieces. I'm lifting, Jackson lifting, sister doing something else. And I like to let my kids pick what they would prefer to work on. I don't tell sister she has to wash the dishes, but she doesn't prefer to cook. Jackson prefers to cook. So they came up with that. She's like, okay, Jack, if you want to cook, I'll wash the dishes. Every night it's the same. Has not changed in years. I think they should change. She don't want to change. It works out fine for me. They can negotiate that. Or they may say, well, hey, Mom, can you? She works during the day, so he's been home for the summer. So I will say to him, sister does not come home and deal with your dishes that you've been home all day. I know she does the dishes, but you've been home. So you are responsible for dishes until we do dinner stuff, and then she'll take care of that. Well, she does the dishes. I don't have to. No, player, that's not how it's going to work over here, because I got to look at them dishes all day. Not in my sink. Okay. One of the harder things for me to get them to do is to vacuum or sweep the floor. We have animals. You must vacuum and sweep the floor. It must happen. Must every day. And you got to sweep and vacuum. And then you got to wet mop it down to get any residualness. Has to happen. Okay. All right. Very good. Tomorrow is to purify your house spiritually. It's day 61. And then, of course, Saturday and Sunday are your recap and reflection days. We're moving into, because I won't be live tomorrow night. Y'all, sorry, I got to go watch that movie. And I am encouraging all of us to do it. Week 10 are family relationships. We're going to talk about that next week. I think I should be able to be live next week. I had a couple of events this week too, and back to school. And I had some stuff last week. But we are going to talk about family relationships. Ministry of the home is 11, retirement planning, and then finishing strong. So we only have 2, 3, 4 more weeks, and we're done, y'all. We've made it 60 days in this book. It's only 90 days. So you all can do this. I know I haven't been live every day. I get that. But this is your study. It's not mine. You know, I'm walking through it with you, but it's your study. This is for you. I had somebody tell me that they just got their book this week. Very good. It doesn't matter when you get it. Just read it. Go through it. Apply the things. Write out your things. Say your affirmations. I have my book. I take this with me everywhere I go because I need to write some stuff down. That's just how it is. All righty, y'all. I got to go. I have been up since 3:45. It is time for all of God's children to go to bed. It is time for all of God's children to go to bed. All right. Love you guys. I will see you later. Y'all be good now. Okay. Bye, y'all. Share the video, like, comment, do all the things. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. If YouTube people, for some reason, some of y'all are getting unsubscribed, make sure that you are still subscribed. Instagram folks, if you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, there's a link in my bio.